outside and get some water? Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
These are my neighbors, Liam and Clark. They're both playing basketball right now, and as I'm sure a bunch of you guys know, hot days can get dangerous fast if you don't take the right steps to stay cool. As I'm sure you know by now, summer is basically here. With temperatures here already soaring over 90 degrees in May, most people aren't ready for this kind of heat yet. The maps on screen now are anomaly models, which means they show the change from the average temperature in previous years. The areas shaded in red have higher temperatures, and the blue shaded areas lower temperatures. As the Earth warms, more and more of these areas will be shaded in red, but as the Earth's average temperature rises, more of these areas will appear as white instead of red. Now let's get back to Clark and Liam outside.
Hi, Liam.
What's up?
It's super hot out. How can we stay cool and safe?
The first thing that you should be doing is wear sunscreen. According to the Mayo Clinic, having sunburn can make your body cool and sweat less effectively.
No wonder why my parents make me wear sunscreen. What other ways can I help?
Taking breaks in the shade and drinking lots of water can also help. Because sweating is your body's main way of cooling off, drinking water helps you a ton. Also, taking breaks in the shade gets you away from the sunscreen.
Now, how can I prepare in advance?
I was just about to talk about that, but I think I'm gonna have to go back to the computer for this one. See you in a sec, guys.
With all of the talk about heat risk, what are the actual risks of the heat exposure?
Great question. On the image behind me, I have an infographic that you may have seen before. On the left, you'll see a description of heat exhaustion. Heat exhaustion is the first stage of a severe heat-related illness and is characterized by heavy sweating and a weak pulse. On the right, you can see a description of heat stroke. The major difference between the two is that heat stroke is an emergency condition and you should take the affected person to a physician immediately. The condition is characterized by a high body temperature, which is usually over 106 degrees, and a strong pulse.
Wow, that sounds pretty scary. Have governments and cities worked to prevent people from developing this?
Of course! For starters, most cities and states have action plans for heat waves, as well as general information about heat that may be specific to your region. To find out more about local projects to help with heat, go to heat.gov. This site has information about all sorts of heat and explains complex topics like heat index.
Speaking of heat index, what is that?
Heat index is a measure created by meteorological services across the world, and it provides a fairly clear description of how the humidity will affect how hot it feels outside.
Why is humidity important?
Humidity is an important factor because when the air is already saturated with water, your sweat can't evaporate to cool you off. This is why it feels so much hotter when it heats up after it rains.
How does that change the risk of illness?
Because your main way of cooling off is restricted, your core temperature can rise, which can cause heat-related illnesses like heat stroke and heat exhaustion.
Huh. Can we go back out and test some of the solutions you talked about?
Definitely. Going outside sounds great now that we know how to stay safe.